At the time, and then yeah, definitely, my parents were really worrying because they're both of the teacher, and then they always think about the kids' futures. So I mean, like they have their own definition of the what the life is, and also what the function for the life is. But my thanks, but also the other hand, the parents want me to believe also the following what I like. So the life is only one time, and then life is kind of adventure, right? So this is a Vancouver. This is really famous in Canada, and then this is a Yukon. So this is Alaska. So I normally based in this Whitehorse, but when I just take photos, I drive up to the around this area. Sometimes go up to the Arctic Ocean.
Wow, it's very far north.
Hello everyone, this is Irene and this is Kei.
Hi.
From Japan. He's a Japanese photographer and he is also now living in Canada, Yukon.
Yeah. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Yeah, so can you introduce yourself a bit to
sure.
our audience?
Yeah, hi, my name is Kei, and I was born and raised in Japan. It's a Shizuoka. It's very close from Mount Fuji. And then after high school, after graduate from high school, I went up to the Hokkaido, and then I went to the university and then took the biology class, especially the marine biology. And I researched about seals for 6 years, and then eventually I was really interested in the ecosystem in the up north. And then eventually I moved up to the Yukon and then living there for 10 years right now. So
Wow, 10 years already.
almost 10 years, yeah.
When do you start photography?
It's a good question. I started 18 years old, and then when I was in the Hokkaido, I encountered the fox, wild fox.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there's a lot of fox here.
Yeah,
So cute.
that's cute, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, this is the first time for me to see the fox very closely, and then I was really impressed, like this nature environment. Even like in Japan, but it's much different from like my town to like Hokkaido. And then I was so impressed. So I wanted to just bring just send this experience to my family, especially my grandma, because she has a little the surgery on her knees, so she couldn't come up here. So and then I was thinking like which is better to take a movie or photos, but photo has more stories in the background maybe.
Yeah.
Like it brings more imagination.
Right. Yeah.
And
yeah.
then
Totally.
all right, let's start the photography. This is my first trying, and then just continue to right now.
Did you self-taught yourself, or you take classes, or you?
No, I never take classes, but just learning by myself.
Wow, that's amazing!
Oh,
just
thanks.
after seeing what you captured and
Appreciate
everything.
it.
Yeah, and why are you so obsessed with animals? Is it because the fox inspired you to start?
Oh, okay, but it's back to the my 5 years old to 10 years old. Like actually, my father, he is a science teacher.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, at the elementary school, like teacher need to teach like including science, biology, like something like this topics.
Yeah.
So I mean, my father always just bring me to the forest and something like like nature environment, and then he taught me, hey, oh, this is this, like something like just give me more tips how to enjoy the nature.
Wow.
This is my styling.
So you have that gene.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
You have that gene, like since your childhood, and you were surrounded by the nature and the animals and stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
That's so
That's
nice.
my styling.
Yeah, and then you mentioned about you lived in Yukon. Why you want to settle there?
Sure, yeah. First of all, the Yukon is a territory in Canada. So there are 3 territories in Canada, like Yukon, Northwest Territory. This is famous for the Northern Lights. I think you guys have heard about the name of Yellowknife.
Yeah.
This is the capital city in the Northwest Territories.
Wow.
And then the last one is Nunavut. This is a really new one. It's located between Alaska to the Yukon, Northwest Territories. And then Southport is the British Columbia.
Right.
So I mean, it's located in the very high latitude area. So the capital city is 62 latitude, degrees latitude.
Which means it's really cold.
Yeah, exactly. For the winter time, I think average temperature is below minus 20 something, 23 or 24, I think. But sometimes it gets to the minus 40. So especially for the 2019, the minus 40 days continued for 2 weeks.
Oh my God. Yeah. You mentioned like in your photography, it says it's minus 40's world, where it's like looks frozen. And it's hard to imagine how can you take those pictures in such a harsh conditions. You describe and share a bit about your experience about photography in the wildlife or some stories that you encountered.
Yeah, sure. First of all, the most important things for me is I don't want to give any pleasure or any stress to the animals. This is most important things. So I always just keep the distance or give them more space for them. So and then absolutely the Yukon and the capital city is the Whitehorse. The Whitehorse is also surrounded in the nature. So I mean there are some bear habitats and then caribou habitats. But if I just start to take photos there, like the local people find me and say, "Oh, you are taking photos. I want to see the people coming meet more and more." Eventually, the bear or the other animals surrounded by the people more, right? So I really wanted to avoid this situation.
Yeah.
So. And then also, I was looking for the good environment. Such an animal doesn't get any effect from the human activities.
Yeah.
So the reason why I decided to go up to the north, because the northern part, there is no big community. There are only some First Nation communities, spread around there.
Yeah, it's very remote. You said it's almost like no one's there.
Exactly, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then even the winter time, even below minus 40, I just carry my tent and the sled, and then just doing the camping, and then looking for the wildlife there.
Wow. Last time you also mentioned that you have to drive through the old pipeline all the way.
It's Alaska side.
Alaska side.
Yeah. So in the North America, there are only 2 highways which are able to access to the Arctic Ocean.
Right.
So the first one is located in Alaska. The name is Dalton Highway. So this Dalton Highway is for the reaching to the oil resource. So there is a Prudhoe Bay oil resource area, and then they get to the oil to the pipe all the way down to the south. So if you drive up to the Dalton Highway, you always drive with along the pipeline. Yeah, but still beautiful. But it always feels like something humans activities or environment or something like this. But in the Yukon, there is a Dempster Highway. So used to be this highway was used by the First Nation people. Also the some RCMP, it's a police. And then some Hudson Bay company stuff. So they just set up some trading post. And each trading post was moving by the dog sledding.
Oh, okay.
So I mean that road was used by the dog sledding.
Ah, dog sledding. They also do like this trip.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Wow, that's cool. That's so cool. I would love to see. So when you said like you have to bring your sled and to the place to camp, and then I believe that it's not like you have appointment with the animals and they will show up and take a photo for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can you talk about because I never met people that take photo with the wild animals, and I would love to know how the whole process.
Oh yeah.
All the photos there, I believe you must be waiting for a long time. Can you just describe your day like how's your day
For the 24 hours, right? Like timeline. So first of all, for the looking for the wildlife, there are two types. So first, one type is just waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
The other type is just following their animal traps, footprints, and then looking for their animal trail.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it depends on the like type of the animal. Like for example, for the bald eagle nest, they already set up the nest and they're using the same spot. So I can just wait for all the time. But for the lynx and then the bears, something like this animal which moving all the time.
Yeah.
I always following their animal trap stamps like footprints, and so they are very active during the morning. So my day starting early morning, like 4 or 3 a.m. sometimes.
Okay, just already get up and set up all the gears and waiting for them.
Yeah, or like sometimes started driving, right? Or maybe just started walking. And then they are very active during the morning, and then around the noontime, I take a little break. And then during the summertime, the temperature is rise up to too hot. So I mean there is some heat waves, so it doesn't help for photography. So I need to avoid this one, right?
Okay.
And then in that time, I take a little break and then have some lunches and then take a nap. And then from like 3 to 4 p.m. and then the temperature is like a little down, and then so it's getting a good condition for photography, and then looking for them until getting dark. So and during the summertime, this is the midnight sun, so I can walk for 24 hours during the nighttime as well.
Yeah.
But in the fall season or in the spring season, we do have both of the long daytime and the long nighttime. So I was like, normally I look for the animals until like 9 p.m. or something, and I take a little nap. And then from the 10 p.m. and the nights get to the dark, and then start to wait the northern lights.
Whoa, yeah,
So
you
just,
also have photography.
Exactly, yeah. And then stay up until 4 a.m. and take a little nap, and then from 5 to 6 a.m. My day starts again.
Wow, so you don't have like constantly sleeping, but like taking a nap in between, because you have to capture different moments of the day.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's very important. And then the reason why is for the daytime nap is very good, because especially when it's getting really hot and the animals don't like the situation, so they just go to the shade area and then just take a nap as well.
Wow.
So they are not active as well. So I mean, it's a time to sleep.
It also feels like it's only just you and the nature and the animals, and you just got to enjoy the sound of silence, or maybe
Exactly,
nature.
especially the winter time. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Can you share what's your best encounter of your photo, and how do you feel like the best moments of your life so far?
That's a good question. Yeah, so definitely for the difficult encounter the animal, it's lynx. Because lynx population is always has a cycle for each 10 years. And it's related onto the snowshoe hare population as well.
Oh, really?
So snowshoe hare is eaten by the lynx. So
it's like a cycle.
Exactly. So I mean, once the snowshoe hare population get to down, the lynx cannot get to enough food, and their population is down, right?
Yeah.
And then once it's getting down, this like
Growing
hare,
more.
exactly, it has a cycle.
Yeah.
So the reason why, the lynx is a little difficult to encounter.
You need to count
Exactly.
how much food they have this year.
Yeah, need to know the biology, right? Well, and then also the lynx doesn't have any specific nest. except breeding season.
Yeah.
So they're just a freedom. They always walk around. So I mean, I always just keep walking with them and then looking for them.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. Also, they're kind of really high skill of camouflaging, or like kind of once they just sit down the kind of the bush, and then it's impossible to find them.
Yeah.
Kind of ninja. Yeah, like this reason, so it's kind of difficult to find them. But for my memory, it's definitely the bald eagle nest is my best experience.
Oh.
Yeah, because there are some bald eagles, but I was always looking for the eagle nest, which able to see from the upside to the from higher side. Because I always look up the nest, and it's impossible to see eagle. It's a lot, right? So it takes for a while, but finally I found the eagle nest, which able to see from higher cliff.
Oh yeah, because there is a photo. I might be able to show all this. And then, I thought if the nest is not going to be on the floor, right? How did you get that shot?
It's I mean, like this is a kind of trick, and I always just looking for the nest which has a kind of cliff and then kind of a reasonable place, and then so fortunately this is really high latitude. The tree is not so tall, like it's a little shorter.
Yeah.
So and then once the eagle has a kind of big nest, it's over 2 meters wide. And then it's kind of really big one.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they normally have 2 or 3 eaglets. And then and eventually I found the best spot. Just look down the eagle nest. I can see the inside of the eagle nest finally. And then I just spent there for almost 90 days, maybe. And then from eggs to the eagles left to the old nest.
You feel like, because after so many years, you're trying to capture this photo, or you want to see these animals, so you have to build up all your survival skills and your outdoor skills to capture the certain pictures or the stuff. Is that what one thing that you also enjoy being out of nature?
If
or did you all have that kind of skills before you already into it?
Yeah, I always adapt all the situations. So just trying. So when I was a university student and for the researching, I went to the island, which is nothing of the electricity, no food. I mean, just the island and then nature. I had to kind of not survive, but I had to do the outdoor there. So I mean, for the basic skills, probably I learned from the university. But after that, I always adapt by myself. So
that's really
maybe it's not professional, or maybe something wrong, but still okay to survive now.
Yeah. And you mentioned before that you're a tour guide in Canada. Can you share about what's the good place that you bring people to?
All right, that's a very good question. So depends on activity, that's a different, but for the best attraction is the northern lights watching, definitely. So normally the people just go to the kind of private property, but sometimes we do have aurora hunting.
Okay.
I mean,
tracing the aurora.
Exactly, So depends on the situation, weather situation. So we just go up to the different spots, and sometimes a frozen lake. So when we just stand up the frozen lake, but still the layer on the water to the ice is always cracking and always moving a lot. And then that sound is howling to the whole of the ice.
I think I saw that video online.
That's really cool.
Or people skating on the ice skating on these using crazy the sound.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah. And then something that feels like very shaking, and then feels like a little earthquake.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
to be
Okay.
honest, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And then the best situation is lay down on the ice, and then just put my back to the ice, and then feeling like this ice activity is feeling like it's a pulse of the earth, like a breath of the earth, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, and then open the eyes, and then from the sky, the northern light is falling. In the both of the back side to my front side, and I can feel the both of different type of the nature phenomenon.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of imagine like your description. It sounds incredible.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
With the background soundtrack and also the vision.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
everything. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really, really amazing. What's your biggest passion or things you learn from your nature photography?
Okay. So the background is I'm really interested in the education. So I know, like, absolutely I'm very interested in the photography, but also I want to use these pictures for the education. So when the kids see the photos, and definitely they feels like, oh, that's cute, that's nice, but I'm really hoping it helps them for their futures, like when they just growing up to the 20 years old or something, and then when they see the Yukon, if they start to remember, oh, we went to the exhibition and then learn the biology or something like listen to history, some like background stories, and they're interesting more getting wider and wider. So also, if I just keep doing like this talk show, and then if the people start to think about how nature is, it's a very sometimes we need a respect, and then we need a respect for nature, wildlife, but sometimes we feel like oh, it's a too too usual sometimes, like so for this tree, for this mountain, oh, that's too usual. But if we look more details, it's everything changing due to the climate change.
Yeah.
So ideally, if I can use my photos for like this education, that's perfect.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Yeah. Especially when I heard you've been photography for like 10 years. You must see the change about the climate change, how it affected to the wildlife, to the nature and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you kind of document how this change, and you see it from your first eye. Education people, and I hope, this is a great message to send to everyone.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much
for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
So, but my thanks, and I always try to make do the kind of presentation to my parents and how my life going, and then before trying a kind of big challenge like going up to the Arctic. So I always just present how safe there is, how prepared I did, or something like this. Yeah. So and then like this, and then also after this, like this exhibitions, and this is a kind of really good opportunity to show my parents how I live, how's my life going.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I believe when you're so far away, they also would be constantly worried. And especially you're going on a different path than others, so there are so many voices around me. How do you believe in yourself, like to tell yourself, because like you said earlier, you said there's no examples ahead to learn from, or you have to gain all the information, you have to learn it by doing, trying to do that. What's inspiring you to go for it?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because as you said, in my head, and there's no example, like there's no answer. So I always find out what the answer is just by myself. So in that time, I always just think and look back at my memories. And then there are many people supported me, encouraged me. So in this exhibition, and there are many people who come visit to my talk show, and then they are very looking forward to my futures as well. So when I just getting really weak and a little down, and I always remember their face and then encourage me by myself. So in my life, as I said, there is nothing example in my head on the front. So when there are some options, and I always just pick up one, but it doesn't matter this is like correct or not. But after through my experience, and then I need to make this option as a correct, as a two things for me. So when I pick up the option, this is still unstable. So it's gonna be kind of good things or bad things, but I only can make it as the answer. So I think, do you know what I mean?
Give your 100%.
Exactly, yeah. So I can just make it in the both sides, right? Sometimes just going like this is the kind of the wrong answer, but can be the kind of correct answer. I can just make it and make it change. The changing is more important.
Make it right.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly, yeah. This is my kind of belief. So this is not coming from the other things, just pop up from my side. So maybe it's wrong, but I always think about that. Yeah.
Right. And do you feel like after the 10 years, when you look back, do you feel thankful for your younger self to make that decision and then to bring you this far?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So at that time, and I was very concerned which is the best way and what's the best future. And then especially when I got the offer for get to the permanent residency in Canada, but this is a kind of big toughness decision. So if I get to the PL, mostly I live in Canada for a long time. So in the time, and I just gonna out from the kind of the normal way, like formal way. But I just have to pick up right things by myself.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit challenging. Yeah, well, in the time, and then eventually, finally, my younger me decided to get to the PL and live in Canada, and then finally just bring like the exhibitions and the exhibition which coming next October. Yeah. So without this decision or considering this fact, this exhibition is nothing can true. So I always just appreciate my younger decision. But this is not only myself. I'm always surrounded by the really nice people, my family, my friends. So they always supporting me a lot, and I'm always thankful for them. This is a hidden world, right? And then, so this is the typical scenery which in the forest. So this is the footprint of the lynx. If I just following this lynx footprint, get to the forest. So this is mine, and this is the lynx. Eventually it's get to the this area. So this one is kind of squirrels food.
Oh, you also have to
Dogs,
recognize
kind
what
of,
they eat. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So the squirrel is always just keeping the food around there. Like this is the squirrel's nest, and this is the entrance. And then this first plant was like continued to get to this area, and it looks like a lynx was sitting down for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the kind of
You're sitting there waiting for the rabbits to come out.
yeah, squirrel is coming out.
Squirrel, yeah.
Probably, yeah. And then after that,
You're so smart.
footprint, the shape is changing immediately. That means the lynx start to running.
Oh, okay. Tracing the screw.
something.
Okay.
And eventually, this footpoints get to this under the tree. But on this yellow circle, this is a track of the snowshoe hare. That means the lynx find the snowshoe hare, try to hunt. But snowshoe hare was just running away from the lynx. That happened on this drama was happening right here. And then eventually the rabbit, the footpoint, it's like this. And then the distance getting smaller, or like shorter and shorter. That means the rabbit get to the slow down, be relaxed. I said, hey, I always run away.
Yeah.
I survived. That was happened even on the footpoints.
Wow.
This is how to find the wildlife.
So you can like really tell all the stories just from looking at those tracks.
Exactly, yeah.
That's so fun.
All right, and then this is a scenery, like typical scenery in the little lower latitude area. So like nothing of footprints, nothing on the pictures.
Yeah.
But actually it is hiding this much, yeah.
No way. What?
Right?
What? How can you tell?
That's funny, right?
Did you use like telescope or?
No, like a binocular sometimes, but if I just go closer, they are really surprised and then like they notice me, right?
Yeah.
I always have to looking for them, like find them from really far away. This is the most important things for the wildlife watching.
Yeah, I can tell you are really far away.
Alright, so this is your question. This is a kind of like quiz. It's really easier one.
The bird? This one?
Oh yeah, perfect. That's perfect.
Oh my god.
Alright, like
Ninja.
Alright, this one.
Oh, this is a difficult one. Oh wait. I'm not sure. Is this Nanette?
Nothing on there.
No.
Yeah, it's a really close though.
It's hard.
Alright, this is a hint. Oh, it's including there.
This one something?
Alright, this is the answer is like here.
No! What?
Yeah, so yeah.
Even I zooming, I couldn't tell.
That's interesting, right?